Hello and welcome to Cigar Fight. I'll call it optimization because I've done a whole video on general cigar fights, but this is aimed mostly at, don't want to say end game because Menace really isn't quite there yet, but decent like full capo stars. Tense is now like 4 blue. Um, and decent awakening. CMV still isn't fully awakened. Cheer isn't still fully awakened. I don't have the deluxe rings yet, so there's a decent amount of fight power I'm missing. But principle, even if you had the rings, you'd just be able to push further. So you can see here where I'm 210 versus 2.9T. And you have silly fight power numbers compared to mine, but that's the whole point of Cigar Fight. So, quickly going through composition, Miranda, I believe, is core and required. CMV, core and required. Doesn't need to be a high level for either of them. Actually, same with Ava. Core required, doesn't need to be a high level. Tense, the higher the level, the easier it is. Same with Awakening. Chiyu is very much an option slot. That could be a Gianluca, that could be a Tomo, that could be Wheels or any other Awakened capo. The key really is someone with a decent amount of HP and fight power, so they don't need to be next to CMV to get full benefit. Cheer is probably ideal. Tomo might be better if you have lots of stars on them. I mean, if you've had someone who's invested lots into Godfather, go Godfather. But that's the sort of slot there. You can also get away with things like Azumi or other fight power buffers in that slot. But that's the real optional slot where you want to test stuff around. But then on to the more important part is talents. This is a difference between able to beat this kind of wave and not beat it. I'm going to talk about positioning now and fuss with, like, you want to move Tense around and choose the options slot, and I can't use Tomo because it's linked to Miranda, and same with Gianluca. But the main thing is Tense is in the middle, sitting there pretty with both CMV buff and Ava buff. You can look at gear again. Big thing, don't worry about Classic Revolver. Doesn't really matter. But the Plasma Blaster on CMV makes a big difference. Same with on Ava, although notice it's a low star one, so that's one from rank 92. And the Shrink Ray again, important on Tense. Important on Chiyu, because nerfing the fight power when they have crazy numbers is great. Gladiator's Breastplate is fine. They normally do so much damage it doesn't make a huge difference, so sure, have it, but doesn't matter too much. And then Wild Rags, big notice there, dodge chance does not affect cigar fights. So, when you're equipping talents, don't count the dodge chance from Wild Rags. Do count it from Tense passive, but you want to optimize for dodge, not accuracy. So, I've got 20% from Ava, 20% for Mexican capos from Tense, Awakening, so that's the reason my Chiyu has 62%, which means she's over, because she's got 82% from with the plus 20 from Ava. And you can optimize it, and you can spend loads of time and effort getting it perfectly at 75% dodge. I'm not too stressed about it, but the main sort of purpose of it is that you want 75% dodge and then the rest in accuracy, because accuracy just gives you that extra crit chance, which is just like the slightly better thing than just full dodge. But it works out well enough. So you can see me losing lots here and probably getting not frustrated, but you can see it's like dangerously close to winning. So, as I've said in the longer cigar fight video, keep mashing those fights, keep skipping them, keep trying, fiddling with formations, swap CMV and Ava around, try weird things like Tense on the end spot. If you're really close, like this one wasn't as close, but almost was in some ways, like feel free to, if it isn't working so well, put it in a completely different spot. And feel free to skip them, or like I'm doing now, watching some of them, because you might pick up on something like Dante's on death that's really having a big impact, the reason you want to swap it round. But I think I end it here. But the thumbnail should be of me winning. I think I just mashed another 10-15 times from here to win. I didn't change any position or anything. So it can be done even with the more than 10 times fight power difference. Have faith. If you're struggling, give it a little bit of a break and then give it another go.